10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Apple Baseball Classics, where yesterday's stars performed through cards and dice, classic games on our tabletops. Hello, everybody. This is Appa Brian and Appa Baseball Classics, bringing to you Game 4 of the 1923 World Series replay between the New York Yankees and the New York Giants. We've been talking quite a bit about Casey Stengel in this replay, and that's for good reason. Casey came up huge in real life in the 1923 World Series. We already talked about how he hit a home run in Game 1, his top of the ninth inning home run, gave the Giants victory in Game 1, 5-4. I have a picture of that home run, and that is this. Casey sliding across. It was an inside the park home run. And that picture came from this book, 100 Years of World Series by Eric Enders. But Casey didn't stop there. The Giants took Game 1 in real life. Then the Yankees won Game 2. But in Game 3, Casey Stengel came up even bigger. He hit a home run in Game 3. I think that was in the seventh or eighth inning. And his home run was the only run scored in that game, 1-0. When he hit that home run in Game 3, he rounded the bases. That game was in Yankee Stadium. They alternated home field in that World Series. It started with the first World Series game ever played at Yankee Stadium, Game 1. Then they went to the Polo Grounds, Game 2. Back to Yankee Stadium, Game 3. Game we're going to play today is going to be back in the Polo Grounds. But this 1-0 home run was in Yankee Stadium, and when Casey Stengel rounded the bases, it was an over-the-fence home run. He blew kisses to the fans in the stands and thumbed his nose at the Yankees dugout. Judge Landis happened to be sitting there, and he didn't take kindly to the gesture, fined Casey $50. Meanwhile, the owner of the New York Yankees ran down to the box where Judge Landis was and demanded that Judge Landis suspend Casey Stengel for the rest of the World Series. But Judge Landis said, no, after all, Casey Stengel can't help but be Casey Stengel. 1923 was a big year for Casey. We know him as the Yankees manager through the 1950s. And through the 1960 season. We know him as the lovable manager of first manager of the New York Mets, but he was a good ball player, and he showed it in the 1923 World Series. 1923 was another huge year for Casey Stengel for another reason. In a game, I believe in August, in the Polo Grounds, Casey was lifted early in that game, and he went and showered real quick, and then he went to the stands and sat in the box seats amongst the Giants players' wives. Kind of reminiscent of Tom Browning going up to the rooftop seats in a game at Wrigley Field for the Cincinnati Reds. But he goes up into the box sits next to Emma Musil's, Irish Musil's wife. His Irish Musil's wife had invited a friend named Edna Lawson from St. Louis, I think, from a wealthy family, to come and take in the game with her. And afterwards, Casey invited the Musils and Edna Lawson out to dinner that night. And that's where Casey Stengel and Edna Lawson met. Casey Stengel had two great loves in his life, of course, baseball, and his wife, Edna, who he met at the Polo Grounds in 1923. All right, let's have the starting lineups for today's game. The Yankees have been very consistent through the World Series. I think they've had the same starting lineup each game, and it remains the same today. I call him Two-Hit Wit is in center field. Joe Duggan's at third base. Babe Ruth at third at right field. Bob Musil in left field. Wally Pipp is at first base. Aaron Ward second base. Wally Shang catcher, and Everett Scott's the shortstop with Bob Shockey on the mound for the Yankees. For the home New York Giants, Dave Bancroft will play shortstop. Heine Groves at third base. Frankie Frisch, second base. Ross Youngs in right field. Irish Musil in left field. Casey Single is playing center field. He didn't play game 2. Bill Cunningham played center field in game 2, but Casey's in game 1, 3, and now also in game 4. George Kelly is at first base. Frank Snyder, the catcher, and Jack Scott is the pitcher for the Giants. Jack Scott's a grade C pitcher. Giants will be on this side of the scoreboard. He has an X modifier. Bob Shockey for the Yankees is starting grade B pitcher, and he also has the X strikeout modifier. All right, let's go down to the field and get this game going. Whitey Witt, who I call Two-Hit Wit, steps into the box for the Yankees. He's 2 for 13. And also before we start here, King Tuan Gaming is with us. Hi. King Tuan says hi, and he is rooting for the Yankees. All right, here we go. 6-6 roll for Two-Hit Wit. He's going to start early in the second column. Roll 26 is a 6, and that is a double. All second column rolls go off the D column, and that's a double to right center for Witt. In real life, the Yankees were down in the World Series 1-2 to the Giants, but in the replay, they are up 2-1. Joe Dugan steps in, the third baseman for New York. 1-2 is a 25 with a runner on second base. The Giants have a fielding column 2, and 25 is going to be a line drive to second base. Caught by Frankie Frisch. Witt's back quickly to second. He'll be safe at second. 1 down. Here's the Babe Ruth. He has had a quiet World Series so far in the replay. He had 3 homers, 2 of them in one of the games. Actually, I think it was game 4. I'm not 100% sure about that. But the Babe so far in the replay has not gone deep yet. 6-2 is a 14. And Scott, not wanting to be his first home run victim, issues a walk to the Babe. Yankees have first and second with 1 down. And Bob Musil comes to bat. 1-4 is a fly ball to his brother, Irish. 2 outs. And Bob flew out to Irish in his first at bat in game 3. This is a replay of that. All right, Wally Pipp steps in the box. He has struggled in this series. He is only 3 for 13. He has knocked in 2 runs. Scott goes into the stretch to pitch to the Yankee first baseman. 34 is a fly ball to center field. Casey Stingles under it and makes the catch. So the Yankees get 2 on with 1 hit, no runs though, and they're stranded right there where they sit. 0-0 with the New York Giants coming to bat. Bob Shockey's on the mound for the Yankees. He was quite the adventurer. He had quite the love life too. He married a high school sweetheart that didn't last. But when he was 23, he caught up with a well-known socialite who lived in Philadelphia at the time. Her name was Mary Looker. It was spelled Lakjer. She had shot her first husband in the head. He survived, but she was acquitted, claiming self-defense. Anyway, Bob Chucky fell in love with her and married her. Here is she was 31, he was 23 at the time. Dave Bancroft steps in for the Giants. 56 is a 34, that's a pop-up on the infield, and taken by the shortstop, Everett Scott. One down. Yankees are fielding column one. Heine Groh. 6-6 roll for Groh. That could be an extra base hit. 54 is a double for Heine Groh. As the Yankees threatened in the first, Giants are threatening. Frankie Frisch, their best hitter, comes to the plate. 348 with 12 homers. There's a pitch to Frisch. 55 is a base hit by Frankie Frisch. 7 against the B pitcher is a single to right field. Groh around third, and he scores. New York Giants take a 1-0 lead in the first inning. I better finish the Shockey story in case he gets knocked out here in the first inning. But he was married to this Mary Looker. That lasted a few years until World War I came, and they weren't getting on great. She went in to join the Navy and go fight in a war. And finally, she packed his suitcases, put them out in the cold on the sidewalk, and kicked him out. He did go sign up with the Navy, played ball in the Navy, but when he got a furlough and left to go pitch a game for the Yankees, that upset his commanding officer, so they put him on a battleship that was actually involved in combat in World War I. All right, here is a pitch to Ross Young. 5-6 is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 outs, 1 in for the Giants. Here is Emil Musil, Irish Musil. 3-2 is a 26. Grounded to the second baseman. And the throw to first. That would be Ward to Pip. 3 outs. But the Giants take advantage of their first inning double. They knock him in. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. Go to the top of the second inning. The Giants won, and the Yankees nothing. Aaron Ward will lead off for New York Yankees. And let's talk about the pitcher for the Giants today, Jack Scott. He was kind of notorious for losing 20 games in a season. He did that twice in the major leagues and once in the minor leagues. Excuse me. But overall, he was at least an average pitcher. He had a 12-year career in the major leagues. He was a good hitter. As you see his car, he's got 7s all over his car. He's a lifetime 375 hitter with 5 homers, so a good hitter for a pitcher. All right, here's the pitch to Aaron Ward. 3-3 roll is going to be a hit column roll for the Yankee second baseman. And 44 is a drive. It might be, it could be, it is out of here, a home run for Aaron Ward, and we're tied 1-1 in the top of the second inning. All right, the Yankees have been getting some power from sources not usual. Everett Scott hit a home run. The shortstop, now their second baseman, has homered. Scott homered in game 3. Wally Sheng rolls a 2-3, and that is a 26. Ground out to Frankie Frisch at second base. 1 down. Everett Scott, who has the only other Yankee homer in the series, 56, is popped up on the infield and caught by the shortstop, Dave Bancroft. 2 outs. Now the pitcher, Bob Shockey. Shockey was a lot more successful pitcher in his career than Jake Scott was. Shockey had at least 3 20-game winning seasons. 55 is an 8 against a C pitcher. That's going to be a base hit by the pitcher. Single to left center. Shockey's at first base. Now we go to 2-hit Witt, who's already got his first hit of the game with a double to lead off the game. 33 is a 7. It's not a hit, call, and roll. It's a 7 off the C, is a single right field that sends the pitcher, Bob Shockey, to third base. And 2-hit Witt living up to his name with his second base hit in Game 4 of the World Series. Yankees are threatening first and third. There are 2 outs, so the Giants can play their infield back. Here's the pitch to the next batter, Joe Duggan. 2-5 is an 8 against a C pitcher. That's going to be a fly out to center field. First and third, that's a fly out to center field. So Yankees are threatened both innings. And they do get a run here with a home run by Aaron Ward. 3 hits. 2 left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Yankees won and the Giants won. All right, Bob Shockey will be pitching to the Giants' hero of the 1923 World Series, Casey Stengel. And then it'll be High Pockets Kelly and Frank Snyder. Here's the pitch to Casey. Oh, 6-6 roll for Casey Stengel. And 25 is going to be a drive by Stengel. It might be. It could be. It is out of here. Home run by Casey Stengel. Touch 'em all, Casey. Behave. Don't thumb your nose at the Yankees. 2-0. Giants. Or 2-1, rather. Here's High Pockets Kelly. 4-1 is a 28 that's grounded to the shortstop. Scott throws the Wally Pipp at first. Kelly's retired. Frank Snyder. 1-6 is a ground out to the shortstop. Rinse and repeat. And now the pitcher, who swings a pretty good bat, Jack Scott. 2-1 is a ground out to Joe Duggan at third base. So after Casey Stengel's home run, Shockey gets the rest of the Giants 1-2-3, but the Giants go ahead 2-1 on 1 hit. Now where's nobody left? It is 2-1 Giants for the top of the third. Jack Scott injured his arm. He was briefly with the Cincinnati Reds and then released. And he met with John McGraw, the Giants manager, in a hotel in St. Louis and basically begged for a tryout. And McGraw agreed. He told him to go back to New York. Scott says, well, I'm broke and I get some money to get back to New York. Told him to go back to New York and work out at Yankee Stadium. And then when the team got home off the road trip, he would take a good look at him. So that's what Scott did. He went back to Yankee Stadium. He actually worked out with the Yankees who were home at the time. And then when McGraw got back signed, he liked what he saw and signed Jack Scott. All right, Babe Ruth steps in for the Yankees. He walked his first time up. 5-2 to the Babe is a 27. Babe hits it on the ground. Or no, it's an X. Scott's got the X strikeout rating. He was a good strikeout pitcher, and he gets Babe Ruth. Babe is caught looking, 1 out. Scott was I think he primarily threw knuckleballs, but he also had a fastball and breaking ball, but he threw a lot of knuckleballs. Here is Bob Musil. 4-6 is a roller back to Scott, snags it and throws to first. 2 up and 2 down for the Yankees in the third, Wally Pipp. 6-2 is a fly ball to Babe Youngs in right field, Ross Youngs. 3 outs, 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, and no errors. At the bottom of the third inning, 2-1 Giants. Bob Shockey was on the Yankees 1927 club. I think he started some games, but worked primarily out of the bullpen as he was toward the end of his career. And leading off for the Giants in the third is Dave Bancroft. 1-2 is a ground ball to his second base. Aaron Ward, who's homered in this game, fields it and throws to first. 1 down. Here's Heine Groh. 2-3 is a 26. That's a ground out to Aaron Ward. 2 up and 2 down, 2 ground outs. Here's Frankie Frisch. 1-6 is going to be a roller, this time to the other side. Shortstop Everett Scott fields it and throws to Wally Pipp. 3 up and 3 down. Go to the top of the fourth inning. It's the New York Giants 2 and the Yankees 1. Bottom of the order for the Yankees, Aaron Ward, Wally Shang, and Everett Scott. Everybody gets on then the pitcher. All right, here's Ward, who homered in the second inning for the Yankees' only run. Here's the pitch from Scott. 34 is a fly ball. A lot of room in center field, just like the Yankee Stadium. There was a huge amount of room in the Polo Grounds. Catch made by Stengel, and Ward is retired. I'm not positive of the 1923 dimensions, but it was, I know in the 50s it was 300, or let's see, it's 476 feet, I think, to the edge of where the clubhouse overhang was in center field. Wally Shang, 52 is a 27. That's going to be an X. Scott's got the X. Wally Shang is caught looking. Strikeout, 2 outs. Everett Scott. And 5-6 is a 34. 34 is popped up on the infield. Shortstop Dave Bancroft is under and puts it away. So these pitchers have settled down. Scott has retired the last 6 Yankees. Top of the fourth, there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Go to the bottom of the fourth inning, it's 2-1 Giants. Ross Youngs, Hall of Famer, will lead off for the Giants in the last of the fourth inning. Strikeout victim his first time up. Pitch from Bob Shockey to Ross Youngs, 42, is a 9 against the B pitcher. That's a single, a line drive over the shortstop, Everett Scott's head. Youngs rounds first and holds there. Fast man on first base. Here is Irish Musil. 5-1 is an 8 against a B pitcher. Hit on the ground to third base, who throws the first. That lets Youngs go to second. 5-3. That play made by Jumping Joe Dugan. Now, Youngs is at second, one down. Here's Casey Stengel, who, like he did in the Real World Series, 1923, he hit 2 home runs. Stengel homered his last time up to put the Giants in their lead 2-1. 339 hitter, followed by Kelly, who was also, I think, a 300 hitter. Yeah, 307. So Shockey will pitch to Stengel. Here's the pitch. 1-2 is a 25. Let's see. 25 is a line drive to the shortstop, who throws the second and nails Youngs before he can get back. It's a double play. 6-4. That's it for the Giants in the fourth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the top of the 5th inning. 2-1 New York Giants. I think Stengel is really thumbing his nose at the Yankee dugout now after getting doubled off at second base. Joe Duggan will lead off. Duggan, who just made that defensive play for the Yankees, leads off the top of the 5th inning against Jack Scott. Here's the pitch to Joe Duggan. 4-5 is a base on balls. Jumping Joe's at first. Honestly, no, that's not correct. Let's back up. It should be Bob Shockey leading off. Yeah. Yeah, Bob Shockey should be leading off. 45 on Shockey is a 36. That's going to be just a ball, not a walk. So let's back it up here. Still nobody on, no outs. Here's the pitch to Shockey. 33. Base hit for Bob Shockey, so the Yankees do get their leadoff man on. This time with a hit. Shockey has average speed at first, now top of the order, and that brings up 2-hit Witt, who already has his 2 hits for today's game. Doubled in the first, singled in the second. 36 is a 33. Fielding column 2, that's popped up on the infield. Honeygrow calls for it and makes the catch near the mound. 1 down. Now we got Joe Duggan up to bat. 6-1 is a 24, and that's going to be a 6-4-3 twin killing that ends the top of the 5th inning. No runs, a hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Giants 2-1 over the Yankees. That's going to mean Babe Ruth is, for the second time in a row, is going to have to lead off with nobody on base. Let's see. Bottom of the order for the Giants in the last of the 5th inning, we got Kelly, Snyder, and then the pitcher Scott. High pockets Kelly. Pretty tall, long legs, 6'4". 41 is a ground ball to Everett Scott at shortstop, throw to first. 1 down. Scott to Pitt. Here's Frank Snyder. 36 is a 33. That's popped up on the infield. It's got a wide modifier, but like the pitcher Scott, he's got the X modifier, so it's going to be a pop-up to second base, caught by Aaron Ward. And now the pitcher, Jack Scott, who we mentioned before, was a good hitting pitcher, lifetime 275 hitter. 6-2 is a 36 ball. 6-1 is a roller to the shortstop, and Everett Scott scoops it up and throws the Wally Pitt. 3 up and 3 down for the Giants here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bob Shockey has been pretty outstanding here in the last 4 innings since that home run to Stengel. He has retired 12 Giants out of 13. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It's 2-1 New York Giants. All right, Babe Ruth will lead off the top of the sixth. I see we got some people in the chat. Hi, Al Red Sox fan. Thanks for joining us. And King Castro's. King Castro mentioned that Ross Young's passed at an early age, died at 30. And he did enough before 30 to get into the Hall of Fame. You're right, what he could have done had he lived longer. I was not aware of that, Ken. Thanks for letting me know. Mike Scott's on the mound for the Giants. He's completed his warm-up tosses, and the Bambino steps into the box. Kind of struggling in the replay here. Babe is 2 for 10 with no home runs and no RBIs. Actually, 2 for 11. He has a strikeout and a walk today. Here's the pitch to the Babe. 2-4 is a swing and a miss. Strike 3. Giants have his number. You know, that can happen. Ty Cobb, 400 hitter, struggled in his World Series, particularly when he was in the 1909 series against Hannes Wagner. He only hit, I think, about 200 in that series. Ted Williams didn't have a big series in 1946, his only chance. But Bob Musil steps in. 6-6 roll for Musil. He gets one on the nose. 54 is a double to right center field. Musil is in scoring position, representing the tying run for the Yankees. Wally Pipp. Pipp is 0 for 2 today, and he has been kind of struggling in this series. 51 is an 8 against Scott. That's not struggle bunny now. That's a base hit over second base. And the runner scores, unless he's slow. Musil is not slow. So it is an RBI single for Wally Pipp, and the Yankees tie the game 2-2. We mentioned that I think the first time when we played game 1, that Wally Pipp was already replaced by Lou Gehrig at the end of the 1923 season when he went out with a headache. And Gehrig hit 423 in 19 games. But the Yankees petitioned to Judge Landis to have him be eligible in the World Series. The Giants objected, and baseball ruled in favor of the Giants. Lou Gehrig is any streak closed during this replay, unfortunately. Aaron Ward, 4-6, is a 29. Let's see, I think that's a comebacker back to the mound. It is. Fielded by Scott to throw to first. Oh, actually, he throws to second and gets Pipp at second. So 1-6. So fielder's choice for Ward. Ward's at first base, 2 down. Catcher Wally Shang, 276. Behind him is 246. The go-ahead run is already on, so I'm not going to walk Shang and put an extra run on base. We'll pitch to him. Here's the pitch to Wally Shang. 1-3 is a base on balls. Ended up walking him anyway. First and second, he precedes Shockey, who doesn't look like a very good hitter as a pitcher. So we'll go ahead and intentionally walk Scott and load the bases and pitch to the pitcher with 2 outs. Bases juiced. Sometimes the way these things go, we walk the next batter. So we got Ward at third, Shang at second, Scott is at first. There's 2 down. And Bob Shockey, the pitcher, up at the plate. 2-6 is a fly ball to medium depth right field, and under it is Ross Young's. Makes the catch, and that ends the inning. There was 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left. 2-2 ties. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. All right, good ball game going here. Let's see, leading off for the Giants is the top of the order, Dave Bancroft, Heine Groh, and Frankie Frisch, the Ford and Flash. Right here is pitch to Dave Bancroft. 3-4 is a fly ball to center field, put away by 2-hit Witt. Bancroft is 0 for 3 today. Here's Heine Groh, also a member of the 1919 Cincinnati Reds, who played in the Black Sox World Series. 2-4. He flies out to center field as well. 2 outs. And that brings up Frankie Frisch. Knock the camera a little bit there. Let's straighten that out. Here's the pitch to New York native Frankie Frisch, very popular in New York, 26. Hit on the ground to third base or X. Shocky's got the X, so it's a strikeout. So 2 flyouts and a strikeout. 3 up and 3 down for Bob Shockey, and now he has retired 15 of the last 16 hitters he's faced. He's rolling. Go to the top of the 7th inning. Yankees 2 and the Giants 2. Top of the New York order for the top of the 7th inning. This is going to be the fatigue inning, I think. Scott is ready to pitch to 29 batters for the Yankees. He has 29 Yankees. He has faced 27. So when he gets into this inning, he'll hit his fatigue point. 3 bad things happen, he'll become a D pitcher. Our 2-hit Witt leads off for the Yankees. He has 2 for 3. 1-5 is a 8 against a C. That's a base hit. Maybe we'll call him 3-hit Witt. Go ahead, run at first. Speed, and Jumpin' Joe Dugan is the hitter. All right, I'm inclined to play ball here. We're going to try hit and run. He's got 2 31s on his cards, which are base hits. Didn't have 3, but 2's good. Here's the pitch to Duggan. Runner's running, and we got a 6-6 roll. That's a hit column roll for Duggan. And 62 is going to be a 6, which is an out since I started the runner. Out at first. This is a ground out to third. Oh, wait a minute. I'm looking at the wrong page. It probably should be a double. It is a double, sorry. It is a double to right field, and the run scores. I was reading the sacrifice page. RBI double for Duggan. The Yankees take a 3-2 lead with nobody out in the 7th inning. And now we are at Scott's fatigue point. Giants have a little bit deeper bullpen than the Yankees do. Let's take a look at that. Garen's a W, though. CW. Rusty Ryan. Rusty Ryan is out because he pitched 4 innings yesterday. Claude Johnner is available. And Bentley Johnson. Johnner's right-handed. He won't get the bump up if I bring him in. All their pitchers are right-handed, except Bentley. He will get the bump up. So we are going to make the change. John McGraw comes out, and he's going to bring Jack Bentley with him. So Jack Scott goes 7 innings. Gives up 3 runs. He's responsible for the man on. All right, let's look at Jack Bentley. He is a grade C pitcher, X modifier. He will be a grade B pitcher pitching to Babe Ruth. Bentley looks at McGraw, says, "Thank you for letting me come in to pitch to the Bambino." He's not going to walk him. Babe has been struggling a little bit. Here's a pitch to the Babe. 6'4" is a 14, walks him anyway. Bentley decides to not play with fire. The Bambino trots down to first base. First, second, Yankees. Bob Musil. Let's see. Bases are loaded. You got Witt singled. No, they're not. First and second. Witt scored with that double by Duggan. So we got first and second. Bob Musil up to bat. He is a 3-13 hitter. Pitch from Bentley to Musil. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Clutch strikeout. Musil's 1 for 4. And now Wally Pipp. Oh boy, wouldn't it look good to have Lou Gehrig with a 423 card stepping up here. 6-3 is a fly ball to center field. And that is caught. The runners hold. 2 outs. And Aaron Ward, who has homered in the game, he's 1 for 3, steps into the box. 3-1 is a 9 against a C pitcher. And that's going to be a ground out to third base. So Bentley does quite the job. Comes in and retires after walking Ruth. Ruth retires the next 3 Yankees. New York scores 1 on 2 hits. They leave 2 stranded. And they take a 3-2 lead here late in the game. All right, Bob Shockey is ready to pitch to 33 batters, and he is not close to that. 18, 19, 20. He's only pitched to 21 batters. So far, Ross Youngs will lead off for the Giants, now trailing by 1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Youngs hit .336 with 3 homers, 13 steals in 1923. 5-2 is a ground ball to Jumping Joe Dugan at third. He throws the first. 1 out. Here's Irish Musil. 6-1 is a 40, and that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. One, 2 is a ground ball to second base. 2 outs. Aaron Ward on the play. And now Casey Stengel, who homered in the game. He hit a home run over the fence in the 2nd inning. 6-4 is a base on balls. So Casey picked up a little respect here. He's a potential tying run, average speed. He's kind of late in his career here. George Kelly. We hit that inside the park home run in Game 1 of the 1923 World Series. A newspaper writer in New York wrote a column about him running around the bases and spent, a full paragraph describing that run around the bases and sliding it home. Here's the pitch to George Kelly. 41 is a ground out to the shortstop. Goes the short way and gets Stengel at second. 3 outs for the Giants in the bottom of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody, or 1 left. We go to the top of the 8th. 3-2 Yankees. Let's see, the Yankees scored 1 in the 2nd on the home run by Ward. They scored 1 in the 6th inning on the double by Musil and the single by Pipp. And then they scored in the 7th on the hit by 2-hit Witt, and he was doubled in by Joe Duggan. Eighth inning, 3-2 Yankees. All right, Jack Bentley, who has a starting pitching rating, and he could go a while. Grade C pitcher. Will be pitching to Shane Scott and Shockey in the top of the eighth. Yankees trying to protect the one-run lead and add to the one-run lead. Ockmeyer says, if I ever came into money, I would quit my job and play Stratomatic all day long. It looks so fun. This is APA, but I do love Stratomatic as well, and it's kind of what I did. I retired, and I do play a lot of APA baseball all day long sometimes. All right, here's the pitch to Wally Sheng. 5-4 is a fly ball to right field. 1 out. Bentley, I think, was the Giants' star pitcher in 24-25 when they won the National League Championship. 4-3 is a roller back to Bentley. Scoops it up and throws to Kelly at first. Now Bob Shockey, who will stay in the game. He has been rolling along on the mound. 1-3 is a swing and a miss, strike 3, which is fine. Don't waste any energy on the base pass for the pitcher. Go to the top of the eighth inning. 3-2 Yankees. Bottom of the eighth inning. 3-2 Yankees. So it's going to be Snyder, Bentley, Bancroft. Bentley will probably be pitch hit for the Giants. Frank Snyder steps in. And Bob Shockey delivers. 5-3 is an 18. Fielding column 1 is hit on the ground to Everett Scott. He bobbles it at shortstop. And that's going to let the tying run on base. E6. Everett Scott kicks the dirt. Not happy. Tying run. Bentley may stay in the game and sacrifice. What's the saying? You play for the tie at home, play to go to win? Or do I have that backwards? You play for the tie when you're at home, or play for the win when you're on the road? Maybe you have that backwards. All right, here's the pitch to Bentley, who squares around a bunt. 53 is a 9. Bunt is down. Picked up by Duggan to throw to first. It is a successful sacrifice. 5-4. Snyder goes to second. Snyder is a catcher. He's not a slow runner, so we're not playing it safe on the base pass. Brings up Dave Bancroft, Giants shortstop, 304 hitter. Shockey has not been in trouble for a while. Not since he gave up that home run in the second inning. All right, here's the pitch to Dave Bancroft. 4-3 is a comebacker. Back to the mound, I believe that's what that is. That's ground out to first. He flips to the pitcher covering. So Bancroft is retired, 3-1, and the runner goes to third. Heine Groh, little guy, about 5'8", 150 pounds. Swings the bat from the right side. Pitch from Shockey. 46 is a 29, and that is going to be a ground ball to the pitcher, Shockey, who throws the first. So Shockey is up to the task. Gets out of the eighth inning with no damage, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Go to the top of the ninth inning. Scored Yankees 3 and the Giants 2. Giants will get the middle of their order up in the bottom of the ninth inning. we'll see if Bentley can hold the fort. He's got a pitch to Whit, Duggan, and Ruth. Ruth is getting a little bit anxious over there. All right, the pitch to free-hit Whit is 4-2 is a base on balls. Speed at first. Joe Duggan's the hitter. They did a hit and run in this situation in the 7th inning, and Duggan hit a double. Why don't we do the same thing? We'll start. We're going to start the runner. Here's the pitch. 6-3 is a 31, and that is going to be a single right center. The started runner goes all the way to third. First and third, Yankees. Nobody out. Here's the Babe. There's no way they're going to pitch to him. Maybe there is. Bentley's the only left-handed thrower, I think, in the Giants bullpen. They have a D pitcher that's DW. That's not going to cut it. Rossi Ryan, no, he's right-handed. We're going to stay with Bentley. It's going to be his game, and he's going to pitch to the Babe. (5-4) is a 32. That's going to be a shallow fly out to right field. The Babe got under it, and that's caught by Ross Youngs. Too short to score. The runner at third. One down. I was reading on Facebook an Apple player complaining about that result. When you have a runner on third, he wants to see the runner on third score all the time, or at least have a chance to score, which you do if you're playing Master APA, or if you're playing the Oz boards as well. But I kind of okay with the result. Sometimes balls are hit to short right field, and there's no way you can score the runner. All right, Musel comes to bat, 1 for 4 on the day. He has a double. Infield's playing back for potential double play. 23 is a 26. And that is going to be a ground ball to Frisch at second, who flips to Bancroft, and over to first. It is a 4-6-3 twin killing. Not quite the pitcher's best friend. Triple plays are the pitcher's best friend. But the pitcher's good friend. That's it for the Yankees threat in the top of the 9th. No runs on 1 hit. And I guess 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Yankees hold a slim 1-run lead. Giants come up with the top of their order, or actually the middle of their order, 3, 4, and 5. Shockey, I don't think, has reached his fatigue point yet. He can pitch with 33 batters. He's at 29. So he has not broke a sweat yet. He was an athletic guy. He had a good fastball, a good breaking ball. Frankie Frisch steps in there. Fordham Flash earned his nickname at high school when he was on the track team in New York at Fordham Prep. Right, here's the pitch to Frisch. 1-6 is or 1-5 rather, is a base hit for Frankie Frisch. A single off Shockey to left field, and he can steal on the next pitch. My catcher's an 8. I give my catchers a chance to throw the batter or the base stealer out. 11 through 23. If he goes, he'll be thrown out. Frisch is the potential tying run in the 9th inning. You've only got 3 outs to play with. Would you steal? If you know me, you know I would. There he goes. Here's the throw. Oh, no. 13. He's out. Thrown out by Wally Shang. 2 to let's see, shortstop covering 2-6. Kind of like the Babe getting thrown out, trying to steal late in the 1926 World Series. So now one down, the base is clear for Ross Youngs. Fly ball to center field. Under it is 3-hit Witt, puts it away, 2 outs. And now Irish Musil being heckled by his brother Bob Musil from left field. There's a pitch to Irish. 2-5 is a fly out to center field, and that's the ball game. Final score: the Yankees 3 and the Giants 2. Let's see, the Yankees got, that makes the Yankees 3-1 in our replay series. In the actual series, at this point, they were two games to 2 in the 1923 World Series. So the Yankees get 3 runs on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. They have 1 error with shortstop Everett. Giants score a run in the first, a run in the second, and then Bob Shuckey shut off the faucet. 3, 4, 5 hits for the Giants, and the Giants committed no errors. So Bob Shuckey is the winning pitcher. He goes the distance, 9 innings, gives up 2 runs. The loser is Jack Scott. He goes 7 innings and gives up 3 runs. And the MVP of this game would probably have to be Bob Shuckey. Allowed only 4 base runners, 1 was an error, after that home run in the top of the second inning. So he gave up a double single in the first, then a homer, and then he pretty much shut the door. So Bob Shuckey is your MVP of Game 4 of the replay of the World Series. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Dave Nelson of King Twan Gaming. Check out his channel. Also, check out Al Red Sox channel. He's on usually live, kind of late at night, but he is an excellent channel, and nobody calls baseball and football better than Al Red Sox fan. Check out his channel. And thanks also for joining us, Kim Castro, all the way from New England. Everybody have a good week, and I'll be back with Game 5 tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Good day, and God bless.